Alright, we're going to run through the quiz on the COVID-19 pandemic. So, let's go over what are 2 complications of COVID-19. Is it coughing and sneezing, sore throat, fever or pneumonia, and sepsis? And the answer is COVID-19 is a novel new coronavirus strain that can cause severe acute respiratory symptoms and complications like pneumonia and sepsis. So the other 3 are side effects. COVID-19 has an incubation period of how many days? Is it 14, 4 to 5, the remainder of 2020? I hope not. Or 21? And the answer is that it has an incubation period of up to 14 days. And that means that a person can have an exposure and contract the illness and not show any symptoms for 14 days, although most people show symptoms 4 to 5 days after contracting the illness. During the incubation period for COVID-19, infected persons are not necessarily symptomatic, but can still spread COVID-19 to others. Is that true or false? And the answer is already on here, so it's true. Per the CDC, the virus is especially transmissible because you can become infected by having close contact with a person who has an asymptomatic infection or a pre-symptomatic infection, which means that they have the virus and they're shedding the virus. They just don't know it yet or don't know it at all. When residents are infected with COVID-19, they will always present with the same sets of symptoms. Is that true or false? And that's false. We went over earlier in the previous video that residents who are already immunocompromised might not present with the same sets of symptoms, and the severity of symptoms can vary widely from person to person and age group to age group. Coronavirus is spread through coming into contact with the droplets produced by an infected person after they sneeze or cough, touching a surface with living virus and then touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, or being in close proximity to other infected people in communal settings where the virus may be living suspended in the air. And that is all of the above. So this is why hand washing and wearing a mask and staying home whenever possible are the best ways to ensure you reduce your risk of contracting and spreading the virus. Like I said, this virus is usually transmitted through droplets, but there are certain things that cause it to be suspended in the air, like nebulizer treatments, oxygen to a certain extent, small confined spaces with shared ventilation like cruise ships if people are coughing and sneezing because they're sick. So it's why keeping people separated as much as possible, keeping them that 6 feet apart, that's really important. And why is it important for staff to wear an extended wear cloth mask while at work? Is it to protect the staff member from catching COVID-19? Because nursing management enjoys making people miserable? To decrease the risk of transmission of the virus to residents and other staff members in the event an employee is infected but not symptomatic, or all of the above? And the answer is to decrease the risk of transmission of the virus to residents and other staff members in the event that an employee is infected but is not symptomatic. In what order does a person don or put on the following PPE? Gown, gloves, mask, and eye protection. And we have our sequence from the CDC. The gown is placed first, the mask second, goggles or face shield third, and then gloves is last. You do want to make sure that the gloves extend over the wrists of the isolation gown. It just provides you with a little more protection. And then in what order does a person doff or take off the following droplet PPE? And we have our CDC example of the list of how you take these things off. So first remove your gloves, Second, your goggles or face shield. Third, your gown. And fourth, your mask or respirator. And then, of course, wash your hands. So I had actually misspoke when I recorded the answer to this question previously. So that's why I put the CDC form on here for the order. Why should communal dining and activities be stopped during a pandemic? In a nursing home, it's really important because the disease is more likely to spread rapidly if people are close together. So trying to keep people at least at 6 feet apart is one way to keep them safe and decrease that risk of transmission of the virus. If I have questions about COVID-19 or ways to protect myself and my residents, I should consult Mallory York or Emily Bozak, who will get all of their information from reputable sources like the CDC, World Health Organization, and AMDA. B, Facebook. C, my friend who is an expert on conspiracy theories. Or D, my essential oils reference guide. And I feel like the answer is obvious, but it might not be, because I hear a lot of rumors that people have gotten from Facebook on COVID-19 and who can get it and who can spread it and conspiracy theories. But I'm just going to let you know that I'm asking that you only use reputable sources like the CDC, WHO, and AMDA to get that information, especially if you're going to be talking to other people about it, and especially if you're going to be working with vulnerable people like you all are. We want the information that we have to be accurate. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate your time. Please turn your quizzes and questions into either myself or Laura. You have a great one. Bye.